Welcome to the Footy Show here on Patreon. Another week, another show.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. Let's get straight into the
like big Optimus Prime. Roll out. Sound. Cultural reference you're not familiar with there?
Well, I am obviously.
Clearly.
Well,
bit before, bit after your
like
time.
Bumblebee to me, like. But let's go. The biggest story over the last week is been a story that's been rumbling on for ages. Alexis Sanchez looked, for all intents and purposes, like he was going to Manchester.
I thought you were going to say the bare necessities then
of life.
I just felt like that's where you were going with it.
Welcome to you. No, I wasn't. So you're wrong.
I was wrong.
It looked like he was going to Manchester City.
Yeah.
Manchester United seemed to have come up on the inside rail,
stole a march,
and derailed it.
And other things.
Well, what are your thoughts? He's surprised, first of all, that United have come in for him.
No, because they're second in the Premier League and they need something, don't they? If you think about it, it's a logical thing to do. I think that's actually good. I think it's a good thing for the Premier League.
Okay.
Because he was going to Man City, right? It was nailed, it was sorted, it was sealed, it was done, it was bad. And everyone was like, well, where is he going to play? Where's he going to play? Man United have come out, and when at the time of filming, he hasn't. Obviously, he's not signed. But they've come out and gone, well, why are we going to let a player sign for Man City? That's going to make them stronger, right? Why are we just going to let that happen? So, and they're not. And what they've done is Mourinho's obviously kicked up a bit of a fuss recently about players and money and stuff, and he's just gone, well, hang on out. Number one, we need to stop Man City getting away from us. We need to get closer to Man City, and we need to show everyone we're still big boys. We're still powerful. And if they can beat Man City to a signing, that all those things are there. And I just think it's good. The other thing they've got to remember is Liverpool, I think, are on joint points with them now.
Yeah.
You know, a 4-1
at the time of filming.
Sorry.
They still haven't played Stoke, which they probably.
But a 4-1 yesterday, Liverpool, if they'd scored another one, would have gone above Man United. So there's clearly a battle there. So United have got to try and get away from those teams, and have got to try and push to try and catch City.
Yeah. And
Mourinho will probably still feel like he can catch City. He will do, because that's Mourinho. He'll probably look at it and think, well, if we keep doing what we're doing and they're a sticky patch, we can catch them because we've got the experience as a manager and some of the players of doing that. So I think it's a really positive thing that Man United are doing, and a no-brainer.
Are you surprised that they've been able to wrestle him? It looks like they've been able to wrestle him away from City, though, because City made the move in the summer. Wanted them in the summer, and there was to and fro whether he was going to go, and Arsenal managed to keep hold of him. And then again, all the conversation, as it does, started up again, and it looked like, I just said before, it looked like he was going to City. So are you surprised that United have been able to get him if he's been almost committed to City?
Yeah, that's the strange one, isn't it? Because everyone expected him to go, and people were saying, you know, it's a done deal, and we all thought it was
to work under Pep again,
and everyone thought it was a done deal. And I don't know what's changed his mind, whether it be that Man United are willing to offer Arsenal more money, and that's maybe the major thing. That I mean, the feeling was that City were prepared to offer £20 million for him, right? And Arsenal were just going to go, well, we can either take 20 million now, or we wait for 5 months, right? And you lose them for nothing. And City felt like it looked like we're quite comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So what United have done is come in and said, well, we'll offer you 35. Then that might be 20 plus Mkhitaryan, and that for Arsenal's would seem like a better deal. And that's left Sanchez in a position where, well, it looks like City have backed away and gone, well, listen, we're not going to pay you that, because we can offer you trophies, or, you know, a nicer place to play or whatever. And I understand City. Why should they break their bank for a player if he's not fully committed to them. I think that's good as well. I think that's fostering the right approach. They're not saying we want this player at all costs, because what they're saying to the player is, well, if you want to play for us, we'll pay you handsomely in the summer if you just wait. So they've left it like that. I think on both sides it's quite an interesting thing. Arsenal are just sitting there going, well, lads, bring it on. We're losing them, so we'll take the money now.
They want a bidding war almost.
Of course they do.
They want to drive the price.
And City I think City are being very clever by saying to the player, well, you either want to play for us or you don't. Money has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. You're gonna get well rewarded anyway.
You're gonna get well if you really would because it's a really interesting conundrum for Sanchez, because City are saying, well, hang on, do you want to play for us, or are you prepared to go and sign for our rivals? And I think that, again, I always think what you sign is what you get with a player in terms of how they deal with their last club. If they've left their club really good terms and everything's been great and there's been a fanfare, then you think, that's great, that's what you want.
Yeah.
If you buy a player who does the dirt on their last team, what's stopping them from doing that to you?
Yeah,
nothing's stopping them.
For it, aren't you?
There's nothing stopping them. And I just think that if Guardiola brings him in and it's almost like at all costs, I think that he might feel like that might throw the whole thing. Because I look at City and I don't think there's any egos about City. I think he's got a very balanced squad where there's no egos, and he's put the egos in the place. I think he got Aguero last year. I'm not saying Aguero's got a big ego.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
But I think he got Aguero and put him, and sort of by sitting him on the bench, sort of said to him, listen, we can do without you, and we will do without you. And I think that's gone all the way through the club. I think everyone knows who the top man is, and it's the manager. And if they all play by his rules, they'll all benefit from him. And when you hear people like Kevin De Bruyne, someone contracts, and he's like, oh, we'll sort that. That's not a big thing.
Yeah.
This doesn't. I think if they were to almost bow down to what Sanchez wants, they would upset the apple cart big time.
Right.
So I think from their point of view, I think they're doing the right thing. They still want him, clearly, but you know, if someone turns around to you and goes, well, your rivals are prepared to give me, you know, double what you're offering me, then they're going to go, do you want to play for us or you don't? Or are you just all about money?
Very quickly, rumours Arsenal are going to ask for Anthony Martial rather than Mkhitaryan. I can't see that happening. I think playing off the left, I think United, or certainly not within that, Arsenal probably have to end up paying for Martial. But just very quickly on Alexis Sanchez, the player, what are United getting that they haven't got now? Do you think by getting him?
I think what they're getting is,
he's 29.
I think what they're getting is someone who will score goals, create goals, but also set the team
tempo,
attitude, play through the pain barrier, play through injuries. A little bit like Suarez will just play no matter what, and is like a little genius. And it's just what they haven't got at the moment. Just creativity, score important goals. But I think also, though, it's really important that Man United stop Man City from buying him. Really important. It's almost like a 6-pointer of a transfer.
That's it. Yeah,
it really is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like you're stopping your rival. That used to be a big thing, stopping your rival buying someone by buying them. Not enough of that in the game.
No. Well, there was a report over the weekend that Ronaldo is unhappy now because he's had his promises broken by Real Madrid, and he wants to get back to Manchester United. He wants to get back to United.
Well, clearly, right. It's funny sometimes when you look at a team and you go, you look and go, oh, they're a good team. How can they get better? But every team can get better. Every team. You know, you've just got to just replace players for, you know. You look at United at the moment, you might look at someone like Matt and go, oh, he's playing really well, but he's not playing that well, is he? Because they're not. No, they're not top of the league. They're not. Yeah. They're not flying. They're not. So
it's a weird one, isn't it? For Arsenal, they're going to lose a player who's obviously one of their jewels. they're struggling, aren't they? They look like a team.
They
look like a team that's lost at the moment. I think they've fallen, and just get rid of Wenger. Is that the starting point?
I think this summer, something has to change.
Time to go, isn't it? Moving on, Stoke City have appointed Paul Lambert as the new manager. Surprised with that one, or
was there anyone left?
It's weird, isn't it? Because these clubs, a bit like, I suppose, almost a bit like Everton, they seem to sack the manager and then go, right, what should we do? You know, isn't it about time these clubs, or do the top clubs go, right, I'm losing faith in him and we really want him over there, so we're going to start putting them. You think that's what would happen? I can't for the life of me think Stoke have thought we want Paul Lambert, so let's sack Mark Hughes and get Lambert in.
No, I'm going to do something really unprofessional.
Yeah.
I'm going to plug my laptop in because it's going to die.
And it's in the middle of processing.
It is in the middle of processing videos.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Right, I think we need to get rid of this thing in football, right? Because I think it's dead weird. Where you can't talk about somebody, you can't talk to someone about a job while you've still got a job, manager in charge. That's not how the real world works, right? Let's get into a position, right, where we're not saying openly, but we know it happens. So why, you know, if you're thinking about sacking your manager, go around the houses and see what's going on. Are you available? No. All right. Are you available? No. All right. Are you available? No. You know what? It might just get back to that manager, and that manager might give him the kick up the arse he needs. You know what I mean? Are you available? No. Instead of getting this thing where there's a period of like lag.
It's weird.
It's. I don't get that. I don't get that. I mean,
Stoke are in trouble, aren't they?
They are, but
I mean, the third from bottom. They haven't played United yet. A heavy beating at United, and
they are, but I don't know. They're a weird club. They've always seemed to, you know, they've always been around mid-table. Wouldn't surprise me if they got out of it. I think what's happened this season now is they don't have a main goal scorer, do they?
Nope.
But I think what they've had in the past is almost like peripheral goal scorers. So
had like Jonathan Walters.
John Walters, your Crouchers of the world, and Arnautovic. You had your peripherals. They had a style that suited them. They had players they could rely on. They had like a Shawcross or you know, and I just think now that they don't seem to have too many of those players. They certainly don't have a style. They don't have enough goals in the team. So the problem, you know, once the opposition knows you haven't got a big threat, they play 10 yards higher up the pitch, and you find it very hard. That's obviously what we face this season, and that's why it's important to have. I think aren't they sending back the lad they got on loan from PSG? Isn't he going back to? Isn't he going? He hasn't been painting too many pitches, unfortunately.
No, he hasn't.
And he's going to Las Palmas, isn't he? So maybe if Lambert comes in and brings all his German nous, because that's what he seems to be using. I mean, I wouldn't write him off, because I wouldn't write anyone off.
No.
He might have a new way of thinking of things that
benefits
them in the short term. So who knows? You know what I mean?
See what happens. One of the weirdest stories, I think, is Andy Carroll going on loan to Chelsea.
See, I don't think this is weird.
I see it.
See, I don't think this is
weird. I'll tell you why I think it's weird. Because for all of the players, I know they wanted Llorente, and he went to Spurs, which was a weird. That would have been more. That's more of a weird thing. I think that he chose Tottenham over Chelsea, just from the way Tottenham played with Kane and stuff. And I know that Conte wants that big, strong centre forward, but Andy Carroll, because his injury record.
I think it's a great idea. I do. I think it's a great idea because the playing time suits the player you're bringing in. So if I have Chelsea, I can get Sturridge as well. I would, because I think that.
Would you get Sturridge?
No, because I think it's too much of a risk for the player. If we play in some silly money, you expect the player who's going to play games, and he doesn't. But Carroll, to me,
if you were Everton, would you get Carroll?
No, because for the same reason. Same reason. Where I think Chelsea can afford to do that. I think Chelsea can afford to have a player like Andy Carroll that can play every 3 games. Right, you can bring him off the bench in some games. You can start him in other games. You can manage him, right, without the risk. And I think that's what West Ham can't do. They can't afford to play him in case he gets the injury. And I don't think Moyes fancies him. I don't think Moyes wants to play like that, if I'm honest, which is fair enough. Fair play to him.
What does Moyes want to play like? Does he want to play silky attack?
Well, he seems to play.
Why didn't we get him?
He doesn't seem to have brought a long ball approach to West Ham.
No, he doesn't, does he?
So fair play to him for that. Seems to want to have runners. He's playing the Morales way more than the Ferguson way.
Come back, Moisey.
So I just think that I honestly Chelsea have been toothless in the last few weeks.
Yeah, they have.
And you imagine how many times. You imagine just last 20 minutes of the weekend against Leicester. They bring a Carroll on. They start playing diagonals. He's knocking them down for Hazard.
Chances.
He'll start making chances. You just need that little bit of
and I suppose even in the Champions League,
yeah,
you're never gonna. Teams don't come up against people like him very often.
I honestly think, especially if it was on loan, I think it'd be a no-brainer. I honestly do. I think it'd be a no-brainer. Chelsea have just lacked that physicality since they've lost Costa. Okay, Morata scored the goals, but what Costa did and what Drogba did before him is they roughed teams up.
Yeah,
they tired them out. They roughed them up and a lot. I don't think Morata's like a proper modern day centre forward. He doesn't rough anyone up though. He doesn't. So I think that'd be a great move for Carroll.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting one because it's one I understand why they're going, but it's one that kind of makes.
Well, it's so left field.
Yeah,
that you go what? Yeah. But if you ever think about it and you go, they're not scoring goals. Carroll comes on. Carroll, he's a good footballer in terms of what he provides. He scored some great goals. It's just that for one reason or other, his injury record is been abysmal. A bit like when we have Ferguson.
Yeah,
it might just be his body isn't like can't cope with the demands of Premier League football. It's too big. I don't.
It breaks down.
I
suppose those players once they get a few injuries, they kind of just keep reoccurring because of that physique as well. Ryan Giggs, Wales manager.
Yeah,
that's not a surprise. I don't think it is.
I think it's this.
I thought Mark Hughes would have a chance, to be honest with you, because he's done it before. But
I think it's probably the best appointment they could have made in terms of what they were looking for. He's obviously got experience at Man United, being the assistant manager and taking over for a few games. And I think you've seen this a little bit more now in the internationals, where it's either one end of the spectrum or another. So you either have like the person at the end of their football and managerial career who's done everything, seen everything, and it's almost like it's a part-time job for them, or you get people when they're young and fresh. But the only thing I would say about it is that why didn't they try and integrate him sooner into the system?
Yeah, give
him the under-21s, and then like Southgate, and then go through, or maybe like start him when he was like make him like the under-19s manager and then the under-21s manager, and just get him integrated into the Welsh and just learn about the players, learn about a player when he's younger, so he knows. Because obviously they're not going to have a massive pool of players.
No,
they're going to have a certain size. So sometimes you have to pick from within rather than players who are. There's not a massive amount of Welsh players playing in the Premier League, but if you know about a player, you've seen them, almost like a club ethos. That's how Northern Ireland have done it. That's how Scotland are going to try and do it, because they're trying to get the Northern Ireland manager. That's how the Republic of Ireland have done it for years. That's how I think how Gary Speed turned it on its head and then was took on by Coleman, was just creating this team ethos. It's us versus the world. We build the team round the best players we have, so Bale and Ramsey, and then we go from there. And I think that would have been better, but I still think it's a good appointment, and he'll know the players and they'll all have massive respect for him as well. I think that's why it's interesting that you get a manager who's not long been a player, because everyone who's playing below him, that almost be like, oh well, Ryan Giggs was my hero. So you get that instant respect for him. There's not too many gaps in the generational thing. So if each can keep it as like a team ethos, I think they'll be okay. Although, I mean, what's okay? Because basically, I think we've seen this from the World Cup qualifying. They were relying on Bale, but what Bale did to get them to the Euros and then how they did in the Euros, I think has meant Bale has been fucked for about 18 months, hasn't he? Let's be honest. His body's been destroyed by all the football, and he's another one that he's almost like he's got such a body physique. I mean, that it's just breaking down continuously now, and that's because of getting Wales, driving them on. So
I mean, they almost hit the pinnacle there in the Euros, because they are a small country. They've had some fabulous footballers.
They're not even just a small country though.
They're a small football.
The country itself, a lot of it is greenery, and you've got up North Wales. There's not much there. You've got massive Snowdonia. You've got the Brecon Beacons in the south. It's got a couple of big cities in it, and then a few towns dotted around the coast in the north and the south. It's not a big place at all. Rugby's the major sport, so it suffers from a lot of things. And Bale's a once in a generational footballer. You're not going to see many play. He's world class, and they need when you've got a lot of average players, you need that one focal point, and it's going to be difficult for them now. Really difficult.
But I suppose I mean, the Giggs thing, the players will have that respect. He won everything in the game. He's a fantastic footballer. He kept his private life private for many years.
He did his best to keep it private.
Did his best, and he didn't venture too far out. He liked to keep everything.
Yeah, he kept
everything close knit.
Circle of,
didn't he?
Yeah,
everything was close knit. Everything. But I think I think he'll be a good appointment. It's obviously expectation levels will have to change maybe, but then again he might produce another couple of players coming through at a younger age who do jobs. But he kind of does have to fish in, like Getton Jones, who was at Everton, just gone to the Welsh squad and he got an injury. He's gone to Fleetwood. You would imagine if he plays regularly, then he'll be back in the Welsh squad. Things like that. It's kind of that level. But if he can build a team. That we've seen it with Iceland. I know they've got Sigurdsson and a couple of other really good players, but a lot of them are just well organised, well drilled.
I think what's interesting though is that it keeps their line of succession going. Whereas before there was Hughes, and then there was Speed, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And then there was obviously Coleman. And before that, you had the likes of Bobby Gold and. Do you know what I mean? Like, people who were just like...
Just come in.
I
suppose they were just trying to attract players.
But do you know what I mean? But now they've got this succession of ex-players who people can identify with. Yeah. And, alright, I'm not saying Coleman was the best player but he took on the mantle of Gary Speed. People who it meant something to them, they were big players away from Wales as well. They actually did something with their career. Fans will almost turn up just because Ryan Giggs is the manager and back them, because they'll go, well, hang on, Ryan Giggs has won everything. He's got that professionalism. He just wants a chance. He's been given a chance, and people will, the players and the fans will hopefully kick on from that. Yeah. So you'd rather have Ryan Giggs maybe as a untried sort of manager than an also ran who's not even Welsh and has been around the art like let's just say they went, oh well, we could have Sven Gordon Eriksson or we could have Ryan Giggs. You get someone like Sven Gordon Eriksson and things are not going right, fans drift off because they don't have an attachment to them. There's no affinity there. With someone like Ryan Giggs, you got, well, he's a Welshman, okay, he ducked all those friendlies, but we'll stick with him. Do you know what I mean? So
it's going to be interesting to see what he does. Jack Rodwell. Obviously, Sunderland have said he can go on a free transfer. He signed for £70,000 a week, and he cost them £10 million when he joined from Man City.
Oh God!
And he's never kicked on since he left Everton.
Yeah,
it's sad, isn't it? Because you see,
it's not sad. Not sad. Is it sad?
It's sad.
Is it sad?
I'll tell you what.
Who's it sad for?
It's sad for Sunderland, because they bought someone for £10 million.
They bought someone who had
I'm paying him 70.
They bought someone who had a terrible injury record over the time he was at Man City, So I don't feel sad for Sunderland. I don't feel sorry for Jack Rodwell. I don't feel sorry for anyone. Maybe the Sunderland fans, maybe. I don't feel sorry for anyone in this. What's there to be sorry? Jack Rodwell has been stealing a living happily for 5 or 6 years, and it's sad that as a football fan this is what we have to live with now. Ross Barkley's just gone to Chelsea. If it doesn't happen for him, he'll get a similar move. Some team will be stupid enough to, probably West Ham, will be stupid enough to buy him, offer him silly money because he's leaving Chelsea, will pay a silly price for him, and it's just how the game's gone. How dare he earn that kind of money? How dare he earn that kind of money? But he will have, and he'll have probably invested it really well, and he's set for the rest of his life, and he's done nothing. He's done nothing. I don't know where he'll go.
That's what I mean. Where would he go now? Who will take him? He's got ability.
If he's on a free transfer, do you think a Premier League team would be prepared to take him?
I don't know.
I do.
But who?
Stoke. Huddersfield.
Maybe, but I just don't know what he is. He's not a midfield player.
The problem is,
played against us at Goodison in the Carabao Cup in September.
Did he play that game? Honestly,
he was in the game. He had the shirt.
Do you know what? I didn't even know he played in that game.
He had the shirt on. He was terrible.
Football managers, right? To be a football manager, you've got to have an ego. I think you've got to have an ego to be a footballer.
Yeah.
I think you've got to have you've got to have something
the
about you.
It's got to be there. The ego, yeah.
You've got to have something about you that says, I'm better than the next fella, and I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
Right? It might be an arrogance that comes out like Zlatan, but there's an arrogance that you're going to work hard and be better. And I think all football managers, and again, it doesn't always come out unless you're Brendan Rodgers, right? So, but he's the perfect example, right? You've got someone like Balotelli.
Yeah.
No one can tame him, right?
Nice, yeah.
I'll have a go. You watch. I'll make him amazing. You watch. Year later, he's gone.
Yeah.
Both of them are gone. But that ego's like, I'll make him. You watch. I'll make him the player. So someone will look at Rodwell and go, well, for a free transfer, I'll get a squad. I'm going to get a squad player in there. We'll offer him 30 grand and bonuses galore. And there's a player in there. We'll get it. As long as we can, if he's fit and we can get him playing, we'll do something with him. And someone will. And you look at someone like Huddersfield who took Ince.
Yeah.
And he's sort of like similar, although it wasn't quite.
Ince played. It's just the arrogance.
Yes. Exactly, the arrogance he's still like, and so someone I expect a Premier League club to come in for him.
Do you?
And it'll be somewhere around the bottom. It'll be a Brighton or a Huddersfield. Someone will take a risk on him. He'll get a team, you know, and we'll see what happens. Maybe the cycle just needed to be broken, where he doesn't have £10 million thing on his head and all the rest of it. Just no expectation. Go in, go about your business quietly, and see what happens. Sometimes these things come off. Sometimes players need to get away from the baggage
that
comes with it, and also being away from being, I don't know, at a certain club at a certain time. And it happens in footy, doesn't it? People get second chances and do take them, and then you go, bloody hell, I wish I took a chance on him. But I don't know, it's just what the money's on is just frightening, because there's that career path now, isn't it? You know, come out, hit the ground running, be the next big thing, get your move, don't do anything, move to someone smaller, but you're still on the same kind of money, and then just because you've sort of fizzle out because you've not lived up to what you thought you were going to be and how things were going to figure out for you.
What people told you.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
And then it's on to the next one.
It is. The circle continues. Moving into Europe, seen a couple of absolutely brilliant free kicks over the weekend. James Rodriguez for Bayern Munich the other night. Technique. Go and watch it if you haven't seen it. Absolutely incredible. Just threw his foot at it in the day. It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a FIFA Pro Evo type
it was,
free kick, wasn't it?
It was like a practice thing, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. His foot didn't even follow through with his foot. Just stops his foot. And unbelievable. And then last night, Lionel Messi with a free kick for Barcelona. the height it went and then dropped under the bar was unbelievable. Just amazing. And you were saying Barcelona the only
team in the top 5 divisions to still be unbeaten. They were 2-0 down in this game, when they come back and won it 4-2.
Unbelievable.
Brilliant goal by Suarez. Fortunate goal second for Suarez, but he finished well. And then Messi's free kick was just, again, because the conditions were terrible, rain and wind, everything. Not necessarily a nice place to play, you know. And you look at one angle of it, and you look at the keeper and go, "What are you doing?" And then there's an angle that shows you, and there's 2 angles. There's one which is flat, and the ball actually goes out of shot.
Yeah,
and then you just see it come in. But then there's a camera in the goal, and when you watch the camera in the goal, and you just because I seen the commentator said why didn't he even make an attempt at it?
He doesn't.
And you just from that camera in the goal, you just see this thing go like at the last minute, and it's just he doesn't even see it because it's so high. It's so high. Oh, it's incredible. It's the best of all time.
He's got 17 goals in the league of the season, and that is more than Real Madrid's top 4 scorers combined.
They're weird, aren't they, Real Madrid?
They got beat at home, didn't they, by Villarreal 1-0. Zidane.
The closer, aren't they closer to the relegation zone than they are to
Barca or something at the moment.
I don't know. I don't know whether, I think that team, I don't know whether it needed freshening up, or they probably thought they'd freshened it up by Sinio, is it Sinio? The young kid.
Sinio,
yeah, coming in, and Isco starting. But I think it's actually the number 9 position they need to freshen up.
Harry Kane.
Benzema I don't know how he's played as much as he used to, but for me Benzema should be the focal point. He allowed everything around him,
wasn't he?
And Bale hasn't played as much, obviously through the injury.
Ronaldo's not happy.
I don't know he's asked, is he anymore?
Bale?
No, Ronaldo. He seemed happy to sell Bale, but Ronaldo doesn't.
And he wants to come back to United.
I think he just, what thing with Ronaldo is, I just think he sinks. I just think he sees all the shiny toys going elsewhere. You know, Neymar going to Paris as well as Mbappe, Coutinho going to Barcelona. I think he sees everywhere else getting freshened up, and maybe he looks at Real Madrid and thinks this is not getting freshened up. And I think that's what you've got to do. You've got to freshen things up actually before they need freshening up, so that there's that next level coming in. And I know they've won 2 Europa Leagues, 2 Champions League, and 2 World Cup club championships and all that malarkey. But I think things have to be freshened up before they need to, and I just don't think they have. So
how good are this Barca side, just very quickly before?
I don't think they're that good.
Okay.
I don't think they're not as good as ones of the past. I don't think they have to be that good. But
they'll go up when Coutinho goes in as well, won't they?
Yeah, and I think they need that. They've changed things around a little bit, haven't they? Paulinho seems to be doing really well for them.
Really well,
and things have started changing around a little bit, haven't they? Mascherano's leaving. So defensively they've changed things around. Tingo seems to be playing really well for them. Jordi Alba seems to be doing really well for them. No, I just think recently he's just clicked there.
Back up again.
I think things have just changed a little bit for them. So
interesting. I mean, they're absolutely flying, like you just said. They're unbeaten. Just Kyle Larin has moved from Orlando City to Besiktas. He's replaced Cenk Tosun, so I'm really interested to see how he does there, because I've watched him in MLS for a few years now. Very raw, I would say still raw, but scores goals. He's a powerhouse, he's quick, he's strong, he's decent in the air, touch isn't great.
Good place for him to develop, I would suppose.
But so it's going to be interesting. They won't cost a lot of money either, a couple of million quid. So Besiktas could have a really good sign on their hands, and it'd be interesting to see whether he can do it at the European level.
I'm thinking back to the kid from Dallas. Oh, what's his name?
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, the winger.
Yeah.
who just went to Turkey and just disappeared. Just hasn't played any games.
No, he played a few, didn't he?
He was absolutely flying. I can't remember his name.
I know, I forgot his name.
And he was absolutely flying. And was Colombian, wasn't he? He was absolutely flying. He's just gone to Turkey and disappeared. And I just hope the same. I just hope the same doesn't happen to Larin. Because he seems a good player, but
Besiktas a good side, will create chances, so if he can get in there, I'm sure he'll score goals. But he's got Negredo to work off, hasn't he? And Ryan Babel. So it'll be interesting to see. Finally, can't let this show end without talking about the video you sent me last night.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hang on. Go on. We'll keep that for any other business.
Oh yeah. The other
no, the footy video.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Talk about the footy video, not the other video. Now,
it wasn't a video, it was just a link.
Now, PSG.
Yeah.
The PSG against Nantes. Was it?
Yeah, Nantes, yeah.
PSG winning.
They won 1-0, didn't they?
And talk us through it, because it was incredible.
Well,
it was absolutely incredible.
Basically what happened was, the ball goes long, I think, and the ref's behind the plate, and he's trying to keep up, but so is one of the Nantes players, and they sort of tangle into each other. They just, that thing where they're running in the same place, and one trips the other, so the player trips the ref up. So the ref gets up and takes a kick at the lad, like it was up 2 players. And then the player looks at me to say, "What are you doing?" And then the ref sends him off, and I just don't fully understand what went on. So that's it. So it's a remarkable incident that the referee would send the player. I don't know whether the player has said something to him, but the ref has physically kicked out on him.
That's the thing I can't get my head around.
So how will this be managed now? Surely Nantes have got a case of saying to the referee board something like, "Hang on, see, if I was in charge, I'd be like, I want this game replayed. I want this game replayed."
It was injury time though, wasn't it? Or it was near the end of the game. Who's that?
Well, no, I'd be looking for the strictest possible sanctions, because I'd be like, "Hang on, you sent our player off. It was a clash which could happen anywhere. The referee is part of the game. If the ball hits the ref on the head and goes in, it's a goal. He's part of the game. So therefore, we see coming togethers, we've seen it before. We've seen refs putting Robbie Savage's eye out and all kinds. We've seen it. It happens. So surely, if 2 players go to get a player and a ref collide, it's just part of the. That's just the way it is. But for the ref to kick, if the player had kicked out at the ref. The player would be banned for months.
10 games at least.
So surely the same's got to happen to the ref, and for the ref to send off a player, that surely has to be rescinded straight away, and surely there has to be the strictest, possible outcome for the referee, because I just think that's an absolute disgrace.
I mean, I couldn't believe it when you sent me it. I was like, what is that? And then when you see him again, because he's on the floor, isn't he? He's kind of gets up and just wellies the lad. And he turns around a bit confused, like.
And if he has said something to him, then
we're gonna go, isn't he?
If you beat
me, I'm gonna say, what the fuck are you doing? At least.
And if he's been sent off for that reaction, for saying those words, then that's a disgrace. And if he's been sent off for
tripping,
then that's nonsense.
It's a joke, because every angle shows you they're just running. But the referee's thing is, it's retaliation, isn't it? There's nothing else. He can't say, "Oh, it was an accident." He swung his leg at the lad.
I'd ban him for life. No, I would. I'd ban him for life, because he's the referee. He's the person in charge, and he's retaliated against the player.
He showed real ill discipline, hasn't he? I've never seen anything like it. I mean, you see some videos of like South American footy and the refs start kung fu people, but
that's because
people it's all kicking off all over the pitch and they're protecting themselves. But this was involved in a game environment. It wasn't even like they'd squared up and the refs lost it or anything like that. It was absolutely bizarre. So that's going to be, I think, really interesting to see the outcome of that, because in some respects this is like it's a groundbreaker, isn't it?
It's a leg breaker.
It was nearly a leg breaker, but I think it's a groundbreaker in terms of what actually happens from here. So there you go. We've talked about many subjects. Footy,
mostly,
as it says there. So
I mean,
there you go.
We've done a show
about footy,
and
we've put the there at the top
Yeah.
so you knew, and that's who we are. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week on Toffee TV.